Good morning, student. Today in theme 4, we will start our next topic. Today our topic is economy. Under this topic, we will discuss about the agriculture, urbanization, and the commerce or trade. Okay, we will discuss about these three topics under the economy. Here you see, on that time, agriculture. Agriculture was the principal or the main occupation of the settled population in the newly conquered territories. The Islamic State made no changes in this. So the agriculture was the main occupation. The Islamic or the Turks they were not made any changes in the agriculture. Land was owned by the big and the small peasants and in some cases by the state. So the owners of the agriculture land were on that time were the big peasants, the small peasants, and the land was also under the state or the rulers. The estate owners collected the taxes on the behalf of the state or the ruler. Okay, and during the Sasanian as well as the Islamic period, both at the time of the Sassanids or the Islamic, they were collected the taxes on the agriculture in areas that had moved from the pastoral to a settled agriculture system. Land was common property of the village on that time. uh, Earlier they were the pastoral, okay, they were keeping the animals. Now they were moved or they left this occupation and settled down, or they were also adopted this agriculture system, and this land was the common property on that time of the whole village. Finally, the big estates that were abandoned by the owners after the Islamic conquest were acquired by the state and handed over mainly to the Muslim elites of the empire, particularly member of the Khalifa family. Now, what happened when the Muslims or the Islam or the Turks they were conquered this area, this state, then the whole land was handed by the Muslim elite people, and after that, the on this land only the Khalifa and his family members they were the owner of this land. The state had overall control of the agriculture land. It means the ruler they had the whole power. Okay, the whole land was controlled by the ruler only, especially this agriculture land. On land held or the cultivated by the Muslims, the tax levied 1/10 to the of the produce. That it means that or the Muslims cultivators, the Muslim farmers, they gave the 1/10 of their produce. When the non-Muslims started to convert to Islam to pay lower taxes, when the non-Muslim on that time non-Muslim people they were paid the higher taxes than the Muslims, and when the non-Muslim people they convert themselves into the Islam, they were also paying the low taxes. This reduced the income of the state. Now the state income reduced due to the tendency of the religious conversion by the people on that time. Okay, and from the 10th century onward, the state authorized its officials to claim their salaries. They claim their salaries from the agriculture revenue from territories. That was called the iktas. It means in the 10th century onward, the officials they were also getting the salary from this agriculture revenue, and that were known as the ikta. Many new crops on that time, such as the cotton, oranges, bananas, watermelon, spinach, and the brinjals were grown, and that one also exported to the Europe. Constructions of the canals and the dams, digging of the wells, that all the for the irrigation of the fields, that encouraged by the government or by the rulers because they wanted the high production in the agriculture, so they were arranged this irrigation system. Now here you see the bananas, watermelon, spinach, cotton, all these, sugarcane. These were the main crops on that time. Now we are discussing about the urbanization. Islamic civilization flourished as the number of the cities grew phenomenally. Many new cities were founded mainly to settle Arab soldiers who formed the backbone of the local administration. Like as the cities here you see the Kufa, Basra, Fustat, Cairo, Baghdad, Damascus, Isfahan, Samarkand, all these new cities were developed on that time. Now, at the heart of the city were two main buildings complexes radiating the cultural and the economic power. The Congregational Mosque, very big mosque, the name of that mosque was Masjid Al Zami, very big, enough to seen from the distance. Very far away, the people they were also saw this Masjid Al Zami, and the central marketplace with a shop in a row, merchant lodgings, and the office of the money changers. All these things we also saw in the central marketplace. The cities were the home of the administrators, it means the rulers, and then the scholars and the merchants who lived close to this center, and ordinary citizens and the soldiers had their living quarter in the outer circles. Ordinary people and the soldiers, they were not living in the main or in the center part of the city. They were these the common people like the soldiers, okay, and the ordinary people. They were lived at the outer part, outer skirts of the city. They had their own mosque, churches, and the temples, like Jewish temples that were known as the synagogues, subsidiary market, public bath, which was called the hammam, and important meeting places. At the outskirts were the houses of the urban poor, a market for the green vegetables, fruits brought from the countryside, karma stations, and unclean shops, such as those dealing in tanning and butchering. Beyond the city walls were the inns or the rest houses. We also saying cemetery uh, for the people to rest when the city gates were shut on the cemeteries. Okay, so then the travelers, those who visited in these cities, but when the cities gates were shut down, so they were taking the rest in the inns or in the rest houses, and these rest houses were also built outer part of the cities. Now here you see very beautiful uh, churches, mosques, these buildings. Now we are discussing about the trade. The trade was developed on that time. Uh, the main, the high value goods suitable for the long distance trade, such as the spices, textile, uh, this Proclean gunpowder were shipped from India and China to the Red Sea port of Aden and the Adyab and the Gulf ports of the Siraf and the Basra. Okay, and they were also used the coinage for the trade. They were used the gold, silver, and the copper. All type of the metals coins they were used for their trade. The use of sak means like as a check. The banking system on that time were very popular, and they were used the use of sak. Sea trade monopoly for 5 centuries with China, India, and Europe. Arabs and Iranian traders they were used these sea routes and import and export their things from China, India, and Europe. Okay, student, thank you. Next topic we will cover in our next video.